Hello, everyone. Hello, I was gonna call you all babes. I'm sure you are. Hello, I'm back. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are having a beautiful weekend. I actually really didn't have any intentions of coming on today and doing a check-in for you. My plan was to lounge in my purple, luxurious, royal-esque bathrobe all day and just like really working to stay horizontal all day. But Spirit had other plans, as you know, they do sometimes. Yeah, they were bugging me, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna do a check-in. Because there is some heavy energy, I'm sure you all can feel. There we go. I'm sure you can feel in the collective, there's some stuff going on. There's some stuff going on, especially for those masculines. I took a personal day yesterday. I went to the beach. I was in the sun all day. I really was kind of, oh, I need that. I need that. We need to put our little sage stick right here. Put it over here out of the way. Okay. Yeah, I took a day to kind of check out and really just take care of myself. The intention for the day was adventure, exploration, fun, connecting to nature, rejuvenating, yeah? And it was totally accomplished and totally achieved. I got to spend some time with a beautiful divine feminine, and we just had an amazing day. And then I came home and I was exhausted, like exhausted. And I slept for a good 12 hours. I just let myself sleep, 12-hour day. I've spoken to a couple other divine feminines around these parts, and they have been telling me I have one friend who said she actually slept for 24 hours, close to 24 hours, a couple days ago. So I do think that there is some kind of heavy stuff going on that we are being asked to let work its way out of our bodies. And also I think we're allowing things into our bodies, like upgrades, downloads, light codes, ascension, sort of, ascension. Gosh, Mercury retrograde is over and I'm still like, huh? Byproducts of ascension. Let's just call it that. How about that? Okay, cool. So anyways, if you are feeling that, know that you're not alone. There's many of us that are really in this kind of heavy energy. Oftentimes the twins will process things for each other. So one twin might feel something physically, the other might feel it emotionally. And I do feel like the feminines right now are really feeling things physically. And it's usually reversed, right? I've had this confirmed with my masculine that there was a day where I had heavy emotions, just feeling like, oh my God, and it came up out of the blue. There was no reason for it to have happened. And when we did get a chance to speak, he let me know what he was doing that day, and it totally made sense. He was purging all this shit physically, and so he had like a very strong physical reaction, whereas I handled it all emotionally. You're welcome. And right now I feel for a lot of us, we're a little bit disconnected and detached emotionally. I'm talking to you, divine feminines. We're a little detached emotionally, and we're more tuned into the physical aspect. And so if you are feeling super tired, if you're feeling kind of aches and pains come on, just really low energy, that's why. So you know, we ride the waves, we go with it. I am wearing my heart shirt, so it really is all about love, unconditional love. We can do this. We're going to do a little bit different of a reading today. We're just going to do one card. We're going to really try and have Spirit give us just one card. Of course, if two pop out, I'm not a stickler on this, so I will probably take the two. But we're going to be alternating back and forth between masculines and the feminines and kind of see where they're at. Yeah? So it's kind of a fun one. It's kind of off of that spread that I did a couple days ago for the divine masculines, but we're going to kind of check in with both. So we're going to start with overall 3D circumstances for both twins, like what's coming up. Okay, so divine masculine. I didn't say it, but I was pulling for divine masculine. We get the Ace of Cups. Interesting, no? Especially after everything I was just saying. It's like, really? Y'all are here? Beautiful. Okay, great. I don't feel like we need a confirmation for that, do we? Or a clarifier for that. Ace of Cups. They're working through a lot of shit to get to this new beginning. That's really interesting. Let's flip these over before I get the divine feminines. But yeah, let's check in. Spirit, tell us where the divine feminines are. Where are they today in their 3D circumstances, 3D worlds? Ah, beautiful. I'm just taking the first top card, but I will tell you what was below it. So we have 10 of Pentacles, and right below that, we have 10 of Cups. So while the masculines are working towards this beginning, bottom of the deck, I do believe it stayed the bottom of the deck for both the masculines and the feminine, and it's worth noting, 10 of Wands. So there is some burdens, there are some hurdles between these two cards and where we're at. So really interesting. I love this ping pong and this mirror back and forth with divine masculine and divine feminine. They're in their cups energy. They're in the emotions. It's exactly what I was saying. And the feminines are in the pentacles. They are in the 3D world. They are in kind of like physical body things, right? Kind of what we were talking about. And the 10 is kind of a completion of a cycle. It's an ending and it's also a beginning. And it's really like all the hard work leading up through the suit. And the ace is at the very beginning. And this really matches up when we know what's going on with these two. We know that the masculines have kind of just stepped onto this ascension journey, at least consciously. They've been on it for a while, but they just kind of consciously had spirit knock them over the back of the head, as I shared in a previous video. So beautiful energy for 3D. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna go with it. So I think we'll pull. I'm going to move around with decks, but I think we'll stay with this deck just for the time being because we have quite a few pulls we're going to do. So I'm going to move on with that. I'm going to keep it here. You can't really see it, but that's okay. So we're going to keep those there. And then we're going to check in with, we're going to start with conscious thoughts. So masculine. Fuck yeah. The Tower. The Tower, baby. Yeah, conscious thoughts. And we still have the 10 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So there are a lot of hurdles. There is a lot going on. What I'm hearing from my guides, and I have seen it echoed kind of in the collective, when I talk to other people that are on this journey, they're like, yeah, I'm seeing it. A lot of karma. A lot of karma being thrown back, right? So it's like if your divine masculines had buckled down on their 3D circumstances, on their karmic situations, whatever they were, you know, whatever it was, maybe it wasn't another person, maybe it was just circumstances, whatever, false self, false identity, masks. If they've buckled down on that since, you know, December, right? Which is kind of when I think a lot of these awakenings were kind of happening and things were shifting, but many of them actually went back in the opposite direction. They kind of, you know, yeah. So that caused a lot of karma. That created a lot more karma for them that they're now having to work through now, hence the Tower moment. So even though in their 3D circumstances, they're really working towards this new beginning in love, they're working towards opening their heart and being ready for this cup, to receive this cup and to offer this cup to you, divine feminine, in their conscious reality, like in their thoughts. What's present in their thoughts right now is all of this Tower, all of this crumbling, this chaos, this you know. And Tower, especially in upright, the Tower really does speak to just like my elbow just slipped. It does really speak to things going on in their actual world. So things being taken away, endings, deception, deceit, lies, like people being exposed for who they truly are, businesses and partnerships and all these things being exposed for like, wow, this is actually not going to work for me. When it's in the reverse, it can speak to a lot of internal world, which I think, I don't know if it was one I filmed, but I think I pulled that for the divine masculines recently. So I'm going to take that as a good sign because it means that they're starting with the internal world, all that shifting, and now they are having to face all this karma in the external outer world now. So really interesting, really, really interesting. Oh, divine feminines. Oh, your conscious world is the Lovers. I love this card in this deck. I love the flamingos. I just think it's in the little palm tree, the duality. It's just such a beautiful card. Wow. Okay. So in our conscious thoughts for feminines, we are really thinking about this connection. We're thinking about this love. So OCD about that. The Lover speaks to decisions. Yeah. So I do feel there's a lot of indecision around this connection and this love. Some of you are trying to decide, do I stay or do I go? Meaning, energetically, meaning maybe you're getting offers from other people around love. That was definitely something I was feeling into energetically for the Divine Feminine, that you're radiating, you're in this beautiful 10 of Pentacles that just attracts everything to you. Abundance, love, connection, all the things. Excuse me, throat chakra. So there may be some decisions coming up. You may kind of feel like you're hanging in the in-between. And I know as Divine Feminines on this journey, we feel that way a lot, where we feel very much like, I don't want to put my life on pause. I don't want to be waiting for you. But I also know that this is my divine connection. I'm in a divine contract with you and with God around being together in this 3D world. So there's some unsettled sort of energy here. It's a beautiful card. You are an acknowledgement of this connection. You know, you're not denying it. You know what it is, but there may be some indecision and some things coming up for you there. Okay, we'll do one more pull with this deck, and then I think we'll switch to a new deck. Okay, so that was conscious. Now we're going to go to the unconscious for the masculine. So what is coming up for them in the unconscious? Okay, interesting. I will speak about the first two cards that popped out, but Six of Pentacles. So in the unconscious, thinking about reciprocity, thinking about giving and taking from a place of unconditional love and truth. Bottom of the deck, worth mentioning. I'm going to pull that card out just for a second. Let me flip my cards over. Okay, bottom of the deck, worth mentioning, Four of Swords. Yeah, so internal world, going in, meditation, getting quiet, resting, gaining their energy back. Obviously, they're in a tower, so of course, why wouldn't they be kind of working through that? I just want to mention briefly, the Eight of Cups was underneath this Six of Pentacles, so that's an interesting energy as well. Walking away from things, it's a cups energy, so it's emotion, so walking away from things that have not been working. I think there is an unconscious downloads are coming through for them, which haven't quite made it to the conscious awareness yet for most of them, but it's this awareness of where they've been in distortion around giving and taking. This idea of, I need to, like, I will give, but only if I know it's going to come back is a big, I want to say, just big problem. It's like a thing within our society that is very distorted, and it is not vibrating from the frequency of unconditional love. So this is something that is being purified and changed in the collective. I know you Divine Feminines have probably had some initiations around this already, noticing like, where have you been holding? Where have you been hoarding? Where have you been in scarcity? Where have you been afraid to give? Because you feel like, well, if I give, what am I going to get in return? But hopefully most of you have been having these sort of conscious realizations and downloads and transmissions come through where you're recognizing it's not about that. It's actually about just giving and trusting and knowing in the laws of the universe that whatever you give, you're going to get back to you tenfold. A great place to practice this with, and I've done this personally, is with money. So like money and kind of, like tipping. If you are historically somebody that maybe is scarce, like tips light, right? Or you're just kind of penny pinching all the time, or maybe with friends and you're splitting a meal together and you're like down to the penny of the amount owed back to you. I've experimented in my journey with giving more, always adding, rounding up, always giving more than I think I have or that I can. And kind of pushing my edge and being very present in those experiences. Like, how do I feel when I pay for this? How do I feel when I give this out? How do I feel when I give this away? And what I'm learning is that is stretching me and that's growing me in order to hold more, in order to be able to receive more. The more we give, the more we can receive. Yeah. So it's a beautiful practice. That's just a little caveat to any of y'all that want to like take on some practices, experiment with that. But I feel that this is something that's coming in slowly to the Divine Masculine's awareness and how they've shown up in their relationships, how they've I think that they can get caught up in victimhood around relationships, like this person just screwed me over, they didn't give, blah, 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 blah. but they're standing as source for that. They are creating that because we are attracting in the same vibration and resonance of what we're operating at, right? So if they've had experiences like that, then there's something within their field, there's some form of distortion within their field that they're doing the same thing. And so I feel that this is something that's going to become really clear for them soon, and they're really going to be working on it. And I know, like, those that I've talked to, like, that their divine masculines, money was an issue, or being kind of stingy, even if they had a shit ton of money, just kind of being like in scarcity around money. I definitely experienced that with my divine masculine, which was so funny to me, because it was like, I'm someone that's like at a totally different level financially, and I'm like way more giving when it comes to this stuff. So anyways, okay, so that was unconscious for divine masculine. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna take that card. It did just flip right out. Bottom of the deck, 2 of Pentacles. So we're balancing and we're harmonizing and we're working through to get to like a state of balance in our unconscious around the 5 of Cups. Yeah, around this feeling of defeat, around this feeling of loss. So as divine feminines, you probably are still really working through places in your life where you have felt a loss, where you have felt, you could be mourning past life things. You could be things that have happened with you and your divine masculine in the past could be coming up to rear their head. Maybe something you haven't thought about in a long time, and all of a sudden you're thinking about it again and you're like, wow, they did that to me? And it's like all coming back to you, and then you're feeling the pain of it now. It's okay. It's a process. It is living in your unconscious. So there isn't much you need to do about it, right? When things are in our conscious, it's not like a doing, it's a being. It's a being space. Hold space. If you do feel yourself having waves of emotion that come on kind of unexpectedly and randomly, just know that you're processing through some of this stuff. It could be with your masculine, it may not be. It could be in your feelings of rejection and loss and abandonment, within your family dynamic, within your childhood, within your childhood, within friendships, within work and jobs in your career, like wherever you felt rejected, wherever you felt like you didn't fit in, whatever they are. Just know that they're kind of working their way out. And sometimes we don't even need to be conscious to work out emotions, as long as if they come up, you're allowing yourself to feel them. That's really all you have to do. So this is kind of like a be mindful, be aware, this could be coming up for you. And it's all part of the journey, and it's gonna be okay. Okay. They're tough things, but I do feel like we have the skills now. We really have the skills and the awareness now to handle it on a much grander, in a much more emotionally mature way, because we've gone through so many initiations in this process where it's not even about feeling like you don't get overtaken anymore, right? I mean, I would love to hear if this is the case for you. So please comment below. I'd love to hear more. But I personally have felt like even when bad things happen or when emotions come through, I don't feel like I'm under a tsunami anymore. Whereas in my past, it would definitely be like I felt like I was under a tsunami, cannot get out. Now it feels more like a wave, like a big heavy wave. And then I know, like, after it crashes over me, I come back up for air and I'm good. At least that's been my experience, and I feel like I've heard that from others, but I would love to know if that's something that you're able to that you're working through now too. Ooh, my coffee got cold. Okay, what was the next pull I wanted to do? I have it's from this spread. So conscious thoughts, unconscious thoughts, that's where we left off. Beautiful. Yeah, okay. Let's do feelings about the feminine for the divine masculine. Yeah? So how is the divine masculine feeling about you right now? What is coming up for them? Spirit, what's coming up for the divine masculines in relation? Yeah, I'm going to take it. Beautiful. Interesting. Really interesting energy, truly, especially because we're only doing the one card. Bottom of the deck. Okay. This is about, I hate when I get these messages because I know it puts us in this state of expectation and anticipation. But whenever I get like time or communication messages, I almost panic. Like I almost don't want to share them with you because I know what it's like to be in that space of like waiting, and you're like, but the cards told me, or this reader on YouTube told me that it's coming. Where is it? But I'm just going to deliver the message and deliver the channel. And you know what? Maybe we'll take a clarifier on this just to like ease our anxiety. Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Below that, yeah, Eight of Wands. Wands energy is fast. Wands energy is quick. Wands energy is rushing in. You know what else is a rushing in fast energy? The Knights. You know what else is a fast energy? The Swords. Knight of Swords. You know what the Knight of Swords is about? New beginnings, delivering truth. I can't help but always see this card as a knight on the white horse, right? Like the guy coming in to save the day with truth. And you probably haven't heard much truth spoken before from your divine masculine. Maybe glimpses, maybe tiny little bits and pieces of truth being spoken. You guys, I'm really just reading the cards. Let's see if Spirit has any other messages. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. So because, yeah. Okay, so this is what it is. Feelings about the feminine, how they're feeling. They want to rush in. They want to tell you the truth. They want to say, yes, I feel it too. I know who you are. You know who I am. It feels so good because I'm getting to clarify. I got the Knight of Cups right on top. So it's like sharing of this heart. I also have the Ten of Swords. So it's like an acknowledgement of the deceit and the hurt and the trickery and just the pain of like what they've caused and an acknowledgement of the pain that they've actually felt from this connection and from their turning away of it. We also got the Hierophant and the Hermit. So these energies, this going inward, this gaining higher knowledge, working with spirit, working with their guides, taking the quiet time alone, being in meditation, being in nature, whatever it is that they've been doing is working because it's delivering this Knight of Swords energy of them being really sure, really sure, and manifesting this new beginning. We have the Magician and we have the Ace of Wands. Wands energy, super fast, yeah? But what did we have on the bottom of the deck? Okay, so I actually got confused on the bottom of the deck. So one of the bottom of the decks was the Seven of Cups, and if it was a different one, it was the Moon. That being said, we're still not quite like cleared. Cups are a slower energy, first off. The Seven of Cups is kind of like I'm not really sure which way to go. There's no clear path. I see all these options as potential, but it feels like if I take this path, that could end up being wrong. This one could be right for me, but I don't know. And then the Moon, of course, is shadowy, right? It's illusion. Things are not quite clear. They're not quite resolved. So even though we're getting, these are his feelings, this is not his action yet. So no, and it can bring you some form of, I don't know, the word is joy? I don't know. Just feeling good, like feeling like assurance that they have a truth that they're ready to deliver with this and the Knight of Cups, their heart. They want to rush in with the Eight of Wands, the Queen of Wands. You're their Queen of Wands. So they're wanting to rush forward. They're not yet though, because those are just their feelings. So I just wanted to clarify all that. Let's clear this. Very clear? Okay, cool. So let's check in with the feminine's feelings around the masculine. Ah. Wow. We're not quite reciprocating the feel-good energy. Okay, bottom of the deck, Four of Pentacles. So our feelings are, get your shit together. Balance your lives. Balance your lives, please. Because I'm in the Five of Wands with you. I'm not feeling full trust. I'm not feeling full safety. I'm not feeling like I can let my guard down. I'm feeling a little uneasy. I'm feeling a little restless. I can't quite trust you. Yes, I feel you, and I can feel like this Knight of Swords energy, or maybe, you know, you have had communication with them. But the Five of Wands is it's a bit in this, like, I do often think of it as like competition within yourself, or like rivalry within yourself, meaning like there's a lot of thoughts. It's all discombobulated. It's confusing. It's not quite clear. You're not in clarity. And so I feel that you, again, when we got the Lovers earlier for the Divine Feminines, there is like an indecision. There is like a, yes, I'm aware, I'm acknowledging this, but I don't feel like I can rest into this yet. So your feelings for your Divine Masculine are like, I'm hearing prove it, which isn't a great energy. Prove it. It's not a great energy, because it's like you're sitting back and you're like, okay, prove it. Like, you ready? Prove it, you know? But it's like, it also is a power. It's a power stance. It's you've been coming into your power with the Nine of Pentacles, with the Ten of Pentacles, with the Queen of Wands. You've been stepping into your kind of come up, really embracing that, embracing your spiritual journey, your path, embracing all of the lessons and the hurdles and the difficulties on this journey. And now you're so strong. And so you're not willing to give up your strength or your safety or this beautiful foundation you've built for yourself for anyone, even your Divine Masculine. So you're basically with this saying, if you're gonna come in, you better come correct. You better have your shit balanced, and I better not feel this energy from you, because you're gonna get it back from me. And I don't really believe in like tit for tat energy, but this is just where we're at. Feelings are not fact. Feelings are not truth. Feelings are not 100% everything, but this is the energy where we're at right now. Yeah. So something to keep in mind. Okay, let's stay with this deck, and then we're gonna go to, where did I want to go next? Okay, feelings about each other, thoughts and feelings about union. Yeah, so we'll start with thoughts. So this is gonna kind of be the conscious, the head space, thoughts about union, the masculine's thoughts about union. Okay, Spirit, tell me about the masculine's thoughts about union right now. I think we're gonna have to do another one, because that was like too many cards all over the place. I will say I did get a very clear flipped over Emperor on the ground. So we'll kind of keep that in mind, but I think if it comes out again, it comes out again. But we'll, Spirit, one card, please. That one was really, I took it. Okay, so let's keep in mind this Emperor, yeah? When we're deciphering the message. Bottom of the deck, Princess of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. Beautiful card, beautiful energy, bottom of the deck. Not quite mastery of emotions, not quite mastery of feelings, but the Page of Cups often does speak of new romance, budding love, deepening of love. It speaks of messages coming from a higher power. It speaks of communications with the divine, communications with your guides, your team, spirit, seeing the synchronicities, seeing the messages. Because they're seeing the messages and the synchronicities, they've been having a lot of thoughts about reunion and union with you and coming into this 3D union. And it's causing the Nine of Swords. A lot of anxiety, a lot of fear, a lot of dark nights of the soul, a lot of perhaps staying up at night, not quite sure. Yeah, it's in this deck. There's this woman kind of just like on her knees, like crying out, because I think for the masculine, spirit is really showing them a lot of like what they've done, how they've shown up, who they've been. And so when they think about reunion with you and they think about coming in, they know they have to be the emperor. They know they have to step fully into this embodied divine masculine, but they have so much anxiety around that because of the tower moment, the karma they're working through, everything that's kind of present in their life right now. They're not feeling a full Knight of Cups. They're not feeling a full King of Cups. They feel like an amateur and you're the expert. And aside from divine sacred unions, all relationships, there is this kind of almost a double standard within society that men need to be strong. Men need to always be knowing. They need to be protectors, providers. There's this whole storyline around that. So if a man feels kind of insecure in an area that their partner is really, really excelling at, there's this imbalance that can happen. And of course, that's an invitation for them to go do their inner work and to figure it out, because of course it's not about their partner. It's not like they should say, oh, I want you to be less successful at business, or I want you to make less money, you know, so that I can feel better. No, it's how do I get myself to feel solid and secure regardless of your achievements, right? So I'm feeling that as like an overall message, is like they have to get to a place on this journey of feeling confident in sharing emotions, in being able to express, being able to speak their truth, being able to share who they truly are, being their authentic self. That has to occur. Otherwise, this anxiety is going to stay in place because it's an insecure energy. It's, I don't feel worthy. I do not feel secure in coming into this union yet. And this again is in the conscious mind. So we're going to, this is conscious thoughts about reunion. The next one we're going to pull is feelings. So like the heart space around the union. But let's check in with the feminine first. So what is, Spirit, tell us what the feminine's thoughts about reunion are. Ooh. Yeah. Knight of Wands. Let's rush in. Let's do this. Come on, let's go. We'll only learn once we get our feet wet. That kind of energy, like inspiration. Let's do this. Justice on the bottom of the deck. Yeah. Wow, we're getting a great read. I'm kind of loving the one card because it's like short and sweet, but it gives us a lot to work with. Yeah, so justice. The divine feminines are like, I need justice. Justice from this union, justice from what happened, and we need to build a foundation. I'm ready to rush in. I'm ready to have this new adventure, this new beginning. I'm ready to, you know, work with spirit within this connection, the inspiration, the guidance. Fire wands, fire signs, wands are always guided by a higher presence, by a higher, you know, it's a divine connection. So wands here is like a really beautiful expression from the divine feminines. So it's, yes, let's rush in, new beginnings, let's go. Like knight energy, powerful, you know, ready. But we have justice on the bottom of the deck, so she's no fool. She's not going to enter, he or she is not going to enter into this without an absolute recognition and acknowledgement of the past and what went wrong, and just this spiritual divine justice coming through. So for her, that means, hey, my love, divine masculine, if you're going through some karma right now, I know you may be hurting and I'm here for you and I love you, but that's what needs to happen. I'm not going to rescue you. I'm not going to enable you. I'm not going to let you have your cake and eat it too. I'm not going to allow you to give me half of you in order for you to feel a little bit better through this hard time. Basically, I'm just not taking any scraps anymore. I either have a seat at your table right next to you, like a big, powerful throne next to you, or it's not happening. That's an overall theme we've been hearing, like with the Four of Pentacles, with the Justice, all in these in the bottom of the deck with the Five of Wands. The feminines are not playing. They're not playing because they've gotten their power back. I always hear Stella got her groove back. They've gotten their power back and they're just not messing anymore, which is beautiful. Good for you, divine feminines. But it's not that you're cowering in the corner and you're like, oh, I need to go be alone and figure this out and process. You're like, I'm done with that. I'm moving forward. I'm moving into mission work. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. But I'm not gonna cry about it. If not, I'm not in like a cups energy. Sure. In the unconscious, we are still processing our Five of Cups, but we're just letting it happen. We're letting it come and letting it leave. Really powerful energy coming from the divine feminine today. I have to just comment on that really quick. I'm really loving what's happening there. And then the masculines are kind of going through their shit. But the beautiful thing about this reading is that they're very much in awareness. You know, Ace of Cups and Knight of Swords, they're very much an awareness and an acknowledgement of like you, divine feminine, and the truth of this connection. Okay, thoughts, now feelings. Yeah, feelings. I get so like, most of what I'm saying to you guys is channeled. So like if I don't have a structure or notes or a guideline, I'll lose it completely. Okay, so feelings about the union. I don't think I want to take this because it didn't flip over. Yeah, so feelings about the union from masculine. Wow, we got quite a few cards. Okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to briefly touch on them. but I'm going to tell you the overall one that really fell out. So the overall one that really fell out is the Six of Wands. Yeah? Beautiful. What we also have here is the Four of Swords, the Six of Cups. We have Page of Cups again, Queen of Pentacles, and Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so I'll just leave them out. We'll talk about them briefly, but more importantly, Lovers on the bottom of the deck. So mirroring the Divine Feminine. We had this earlier for the Divine Feminine. So their feelings about union. They know who you are. They know what this is. You are their twin flame. You are their person. They know. There's some indecision. You know, they're working on it. They're working through it. But ultimately, their feelings are success. They know that coming together with you would bring them this success. This is their feeling. This is in the heart space. So when they're really listening, when they're really tuned in and quiet, they know. They know that this is coming. The other energies we want to talk about is, yeah, they're seeing you as this beautiful, badass Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful, badass Queen of Pentacles. Putting it back in the deck for our next draw. Ace of Pentacles, wanting to build something real in the material world. So yeah, like this is their feelings about it. They're like, I'd like a new beginning. I know it's going to take work and I know a lot needs to kind of move, but this is what I want. Also, we have this Page of Cups. So again, what we were talking about before, I don't quite feel like I'm an expert in love and expression and sharing my feeling in my heart, but I know that I feel it. I know I'm seeing the signs. I know I'm seeing the synchronicities. It's what lets me know that this is true. You are my lover. You are my lover for life, for many lives. But they're also in this Four of Swords energy. They're in this like internal, I'm working through some things. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite ready to come out of the cave yet, whatever that is. Because in the cave is where they're getting all these downloads. It's where all this is coming through so they can know and trust in the guidance that they're getting to actually take steps forward. Like we got in their feelings around, you know, you, Divine Feminine. We got Eight of Wands. We got Knight of Swords. Like their feelings are, so in their feeling space, when they're honest with their feelings in this read, it is like, let's go. Like, you're mine. I love you. Let's do this. But then in their kind of conscious and head space, they're struggling. They're dealing with this karma. They're dealing with this tower. Yeah. But we also have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups is like soulmate card. It's like beautiful reunions, nostalgia, thinking about the past, the memories. So their feelings about this union is just they're thinking of all the wonderful ways that you guys were with each other, and they're wanting this reunion deeply. So yeah, but we're putting those back in because we're only taking one card right now. But Six of Wands is such a great way to feel about reunion, ultimately. So I really love to see that. Let's see how Divine Feminine feels about reunion spirit. What's her feeling right now? I think I just saw what fell out and I love it because it's so exactly everything that we've been talking about, which is so funny. These were not flipped over. So in case there's anyone watching me and is like a very card police type of vibe, yeah, these were not flipped over. Ace of Swords, yeah, I'll take a new beginning. I love a new beginning. I feel like I'm ready. However, truth better be our basis. Clarity, understanding, knowing, divine truth. Again, she's no fool. Bottom of the deck, Three of Cups. Yeah, truth needs to be exposed around any third-party influence, any karmic influence. It's back to that justice. There's the world is underneath that. So I need you to complete this cycle with these partnerships, with these distractions, with these things in your life that are not serving. And I need truth. I need it to come. I need it to be spoken. And I'm not going to get... She's not waiting. She's not in this like pining, really like upset energy. Like you can feel it. She's not. She's really badass. She's in her power. Of course she loves her divine masculine. Of course she wants to be with him. Of course she's not giving up, but she's also not in it. She's not just like sitting in all this shit like he is right now. Like spirit is forcing him to sit in his own shit right now. I'm sorry. It's like such an image. If any of you have spent time around kids, like I just imagined like a little toddler who's like having a temper tantrum and sitting in his own shit. Oh my god, I hope you guys get as much joy from that as I just did. And I love him. I love him. This is no shade. This is not mean-spirited at all. It's just like, I mean, we've sat in our shit for so long as the divine feminines. Have we not? Like, we totally have. And now we're like, your turn, buddy. Okay, beautiful. Let's move on. Okay, cool. We only have a couple placements left. Let me just get clear. Yes. Okay, cool. So let's do what's working, what's not working. So for the divine masculine, we'll start with the divine masculine and we'll do his back to back. So what's working, what's not working, and then we'll go to the feminine. Okay, so for divine masculine, what is working? Well, we had the star, but I actually, because it didn't fully land flipped up, we're going to start over. If it comes back up, it's meant to come up. What is working for the divine masculine? Okay. King of Pentacles. Yeah. 7 of Wands, bottom of the deck. So, yes. So stepping into this, like, mastering their material world, getting balanced, working on, I always think of the King of Pentacles as being very, like, they're providers. They're masters of the material world. They are in a king energy. They're loving, they're doting. They do all this work because they're connected to something deeper. They're connected to Gaia. They're really deeply, like, feet firmly planted on the earth, really in this place of abundance and gratitude. I know we had come up earlier, 6 of Pentacles. So in that really beautiful reciprocity, giving and receiving, the King of Pentacles has mastered reciprocity, has mastered abundance mindset, has let go of lack. Otherwise, he would not be sitting as the King of Pentacles. So Spirit is saying this is working. And in relation to the 7 of Wands, standing your ground, stepping into your power, saying no, taking it back, not letting people walk all over you, not suffering no fools, right? So it's almost mirroring the feminine's energy that she's taken on. So when the masculine steps into this, and because we've been getting the Queen of Pentacles for the feminine a lot, so when he steps into that, like, very grounded, powerful place, it works. It really works. Tell us what's not working, Spirit. What is? I swear, it's just, what's not working for the masculines right now, Spirit? Tell us about what is not working. Okay. 5 of Swords. Yeah, victim mentality, defeat. 3 of Pentacles, bottom of the deck. Interesting. Back again, the theme of reciprocity. So 5 of Swords. In this deck, it's 5 of Voices. This is a different sort of deck. But yeah, so getting into this place of, like, defeat, loneliness, like, it's all gone to shit. Like, it's all just, it's ruined. There's nothing I can do now. Like, I just have to, like, it's this feeling, it's this obsession with success and achieving, and then feeling like, it's all gone. There's nothing I can do. And then in relation to partnership, in relation to collaboration, in relation to business, in relationship to relationship. So this could be, they're feeling this defeat and this, like, mopiness around your union, divine feminines. Feeling like they fucked up, feeling like, how do I get it back? But I also feel like this is around their circumstances, some of their 3D circumstances, what's been going on for them, and feeling like it's absolute garbage. Like, things are being exposed right now. So all this karma is coming back, and they're seeing things for like what it truly is. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So feminine, what's working? I'm going to do a shuffle again, but I liked that card. It was the Ace of Swords again. Wow, really? No, it's my channel. I'm going to do a shuffle because I don't feel like I got a good shuffle. It was the three of Pentacles. And we could talk about that. Like, maybe you do have some things going on, like collaborations, collaborating with other divine feminines, like, beautiful. But what's working? We have 4 of Swords. So going inward, taking those pauses, taking those breaks, especially as you're stepping more and more into your own divine masculine, 10 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. You're working to achieve bigger in the material world. You're on mission, you're sharing, you're in service, whatever it is that you got going on in your life. Spirit's like, yes, 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 we're happy about it. Just remember to take those sacred pauses. Remember to take care of yourself. I love in this card how she's like getting these downloads from her to her third eye, to her crown, and then she's like in this beautiful rose petal like bath, like it's like almost gives me the vibe she's like in nature. It's like a hot springs. It's like the galaxy in there. It's just, I love this card. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You're providing, you know, I told you I got like 12 hours of sleep last night. Let yourself have 12 hours of sleep. Your body probably needs it. We're processing and going through so much right now. And in the physical, like we're processing physically for our masculines a lot of the time. Okay, so what's not working? Okay, so bottom of the deck, 8 of Swords. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then we had a couple cards pop up. I'm only going to take... Interesting. I'll take both of these because I think there's going to be an interesting message here that we might need to clarify. So these two clearly popped up. So we have 6 of Wands and 8 of Pentacles. And then bottom of the deck was the 8 of Swords. So 8 of Swords speaks to feeling kind of bound, kind of locked, like not sure which way to go next, kind of feeling a little stuck. So perhaps on some of these creative projects or self-mastery, maybe doing this inner work, energy healing, whatever it is that you're working on in your life, I think for a lot of you, it's going to be something in the material world. Maybe you're really working through like your finances. Maybe you're really like at this precipice of like, I need to change my location and my environment. Or maybe these relationships aren't working for me anymore, family, friendships, whatever. And so you've been in this like building, like trying to master it, trying to figure it out, trying to like whatever, because you want this success so badly. But I'm hearing that an obsession with the success and having an over-identification with how that success should look is not quite working because it's keeping you in analysis paralysis, procrastination, from not actually moving forward. So because you have this overall expectation and idea of how it's supposed to look and what it needs to be, you are not moving forward or not putting yourself out there or not taking those next final steps, those pushes that Spirit is probably nudging you to do, but you're not doing it because it doesn't look perfect. It doesn't look like the outcome you want it to be. And this can really be in relation to these connections to with your divine masculine, because you know, you like this reading we're hearing, like you need it to look this way. You're like, I need the truth. I need the justice. I need it to look, you know, there's an expectation. So I am hearing the overall message is releasing this expectation, surrendering a bit to step into this knowing and understanding of like, you are already enough. It's already working. Just keep moving forward. Just keep trusting and listening to the messages so that you're not feeling so stuck. So that you're not, you know, you can always move forward. My little dog. You can see his little tail. Cool. Okay, interesting message. Let's go to what is working. Yeah? What is working for the divine? We're going to start that one over. Oh my God. Today has been one of those. Today has been one of those days. Today's a day of rest. Sunday, right? Today's a day of rest. Okay. What is working, Spirit? 8 of Cups. Beautiful. We also have the Ace of Swords, Knight of Wands, and 2 of Cups below that all flipped over. Yeah, so bottom of the deck, we still have the 8 of Swords, but we have what's working, the 8 of Cups, walking away from that stuck, stagnant energy, walking away from any emotions that are disempowering, walking away from anything that is kind of like hurting you, anything that, just not allowing yourself, like I said earlier, not allowing yourself to stay in that tsunami energy, feeling like it's over you, like you're pushed under and you can't move. It's walking away from all that, yeah? Okay, beautiful. We are down to action and outcome. Cool. So we're going to do the back and forth one more time. I'm trying to think what deck I want to go to. I don't feel like I've taken too much energy from any of the decks. So let's go back to, I really just love this deck. So let's go this way. Okay. So for Divine Masculine, what is the action, Spirit, that the Divine Masculine is taking right now? Ooh. The Hermit. Yeah. Going inward, listening. 4 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So 3 of Wands underneath that. Yeah, I feel, again, with this card, especially with the Divine Masculine, it's like they're getting their power, their strength back from the divine. They're working through this darkness, this difficulty. They're reigniting their flame, their inner flame. They're finding a light in the dark room that they've been in for so long. And they're doing it by taking this time and space alone to gather themselves. Space alone from you, Divine Feminine. That's another reason that they've pulled back. To process this 4 of Cups energy. To process this disillusionment, this feeling of loss, like spilled milk, like it's not working, it's not happening. They have to overcome this in their lives. But this is kind of the lens with which they've been viewing everything recently, because they've been in a tower moment, and it's not easy, it's hard. But yeah, this is the action that they're currently working through right now, which I think is very appropriate. Okay, so Spirit, tell us about the Divine Feminines. Something just flipped over. The action. Okay, so we have 2 cards that just came up. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords. That's really interesting because of the cards we got. So we got 3 of Swords and we got 3 of Pentacles. So I feel that the action we're taking is pulling ourselves out of this heartbreak energy, pulling ourselves out of any relationships, anything that we've been building in the material world that is in a place of resistance. So anything that has not been sort of working, and it could speak a lot to this theme of reciprocity and relationships. Where are you giving too much and not really getting anything in return? Where are you not giving at all but expecting a lot in return? Kind of balancing that within your material world, and then processing away from this heartbreak energy, because we have the Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. And the Queen of Swords, while she's been through so much, she's experienced a lot of pain and a lot of loss, but she's come out of it on the other side, and she's not afraid anymore. She's almost like the most fearless of the queens, is how I think of her. She's not afraid of the truth. She's not afraid of seeing things for what they truly are. She's just not afraid. Oscar, my dog, is very active today for this reading. He's in a mood. Yeah, so really, really beautiful energy right here for the Divine Feminine, for the action. I'm really feeling this. And I feel like you're stepping into your inner badass. And your inner badass she's not just sitting there pining. Yeah, so that's the action we've been taking, and it really has been working. So let's go to like an outcome. Yeah, I was tentative on doing this for this reading, but I'm so glad that I did. 4 of Wands for the Divine Masculine's outcome. Let them go through this process. Let them do it, because they're getting themselves into this celebration union with you, Divine Feminine. 4s speak to foundation. So they are setting up a beautiful, magical foundation that you two can step through this beautiful portal, this beautiful initiation under these flowers off towards the mountains together. So all this work is not for nothing. All this work is coming through for this beautiful outcome. We just have to be really, really patient in doing our work, taking care of our temple. Oh my God, I love that I did the outcome, because I didn't check the bottom of the deck prior, so forgive me. Okay, so outcome for, so I didn't check it for masculines. So outcome for feminines, we have 5 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So we are walking away from, we are letting go of this abandonment, these abandonment, rejection, pains, wounds, issues. We are taking our power back, and we do not feel like we're left out in the cold any longer, okay? And our outcome is our King of Wands. He will be back. Divine Feminines, he or she will be back, and they will be embodying this King of Wands energy. When union is here and it is time, this is who you will be getting. And that is something to be very, very excited about. This is a person, like I said earlier, that is guided by spirit, that is connected to something beyond, that is on mission work, that is inspired, that is listening to the messages and the downloads and acting on them with fire, with swiftness, with intention, direct, powerful, magical, like King of Wands energy. And I think it's beautiful because we've been getting really for the feminines, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles so much. And that's such a mirroring that we got for the masculines, King of Pentacles, King of Wands. So beautiful outcomes. Like, let's just take a minute to acknowledge these outcomes. For the masculine, it's this union. It's this reunion with you, this beautiful foundation of love, celebration, and harmony. And for you, divine feminines, all this work is leading you back to your masculine and your transformed masculine. Your masculine in a totally new energy that's ready for you, that can give to you, that can receive from you, and that feels worthy of you. Oh, that feels worthy of you. What a beautiful way to end this reading. That was super fun. My goal was to keep it shorter, by the way, 4444 on my clock. It was my intention to keep it shorter, but it ended up being about the same time. So I guess I'm just a talker. Hopefully you stuck with it because it was a beautiful message at the end. So I really hope you got to that. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe so that we can see you back on the channel and we help this channel grow. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. I'm really, really appreciative that you're here and that you're vibing with the content. And I love doing this for you. It's so much fun and it feels like such a beautiful way to connect with community on this journey, because it can be a very lonely journey, as you all know, but it feels so good to know that you guys are here and that we're all in this together. So sending you so much love. Have a beautiful end to your weekend, and I'll see you soon.